Very important race for both runners. We're going to be underway very shortly. In fact, we are underway right now as we'll get both runners in sync just a moment here. So it looks like Sweets gets to the flag at 365. Mars02 gets to the flag at 365 as well. So it looks to be dead even. Indeed, they are both in sync going into 1-2. This is the Warpless category, so they're going to go through all 32 levels, all 8 worlds. No warping. Looks like both players are opting for the Fire Mario strategy here for as long as possible, because it is faster to get a fire kill on Bowser than it is to grab the axe as Small Mario. Both of them are virtually in sync going into 1-3, 3:45 on the clock. All right, so next up is 1-3. Pretty straightforward level, but of course we'll see a level very, very similar to this later on in 5-3 that's a little bit more difficult. Both players at the flagpole at 262. So again, they are staying in sync going into 1-4. We'll see if this is the level where we see a little bit of a divergence in time. Both players will, of course, go for the fire kill on Bowser, but you don't want to get hit by those fire bars. Both players are safely through. And a faster fire kill from Mars. Sweets also gets the fire kill, but Mars will come out of World 1 with a little bit of a lead. 261 versus 259. Both players revealing the hidden block that has the vine that takes you up to coin heaven, but obviously in a race like this, you're not going to see either of these players go up there. As fun as it is, both players get to the flagpole at 3:45, so Mars will keep the slim lead that he's got on Sweets going into the first underwater level, 2-2. So World 2-2 has the introduction of the bloopers and the cheap cheeps. You're going to see it again later in 7-2, but with more enemies. Nice pick off on the cheap there from Mars. Same for Sweets. It looks like Mars is in the pipe first. Take a look at the times here. 3:10 for Mars versus 3:08 for Sweets. So Mars gaining a little bit more time now on Sweets. Talking close to 2 seconds now for Mars ahead as we go into the flying cheap stage of 2-3. No problem for Mars, no problem for Sweets. Both get to the flagpole at 2:40. Now, of course, you do not want to get to the flagpole when the ones digit of your timer is 1, 3, or 6, because then you're treated to a fireworks show. While it looks great and all, that is going to be a time loss that these runners don't want to have, especially in a race. Our second castle, 2-4. We're firing down Bowser. You will see a Koopa shell. Mars gets him down, as does Sweets, but Mars picks up a little bit more time on Sweets. 261 versus 260. So close to a 3-second lead right now for Mars going into World 3. World 3, of course, has the introduction of the Hammer Bros. Nobody likes these fellows, but with the fire suit, they're no problem at all. Very clean 3-1 there for Mars with a 347. Sweets also getting a 347, so they both had an even 3-1. Next up, 3-2. I'm sure a lot of players growing up playing this game would try to get that one up, both at the beginning and at the end of the stage. But again, you're not going to see the runners try for that. Smooth 3-2 there for Mars. At the flag at 2:45. Sweets also at the flag at 2:45. So Mars retaining that 3-second lead on Sweets. 3-3 now. You've got those balancing platforms there. If you break them, you get a 1,000 point bonus. But again, we're not talking about points here. We're talking about speed. 260 at the flag for Mars, and 260 at the flag for Sweets. So again, even in 3-3 going into the 3-4 castle. So here if we fire down Bowser, we're going to see the Beetle shell. See how these runners do. That's where you find that power up, that middle block. It's like Sweets taking it a little bit slow there. Mars gets... Oh, and Sweets unfortunately loses the fire suit. Oh, and takes a death to Bowser. Ooh. Oh, that hurts, folks. Mars going to be out to quite a lead now. That's a bad break there. So Mars now heading into 4-1. We've got Lakitu following him around, dropping those spiny eggs as Sweets just plows through Bowser, and he'll be moving on to 4-1 himself. But Mars has now completed 4-1 at a very good stage, 3:40 on the clock. Of course, Kaku52 would be rooting for Mars02 because if Mars wins, he and Mars will both be advancing to the bracket stages. Bracket stages, of course, is a single elimination, so one loss there and your tournament is over. 4-2 enables you the opportunity to warp to either World 5, 6, 7, or 8. 6, 7, or 8 if you take the Vine. World 5 if you go in the ceiling. No problem with 4-2 there for Mars, clocked at 3:44. So right now for Sweets, in order to catch up, it's going to take a mistake from Mars in order for that to happen. Mars is definitely in the driver's seat, controls his own destiny to make it to the bracket stages. Mars picks up a firework here in 4-3, but still going to retain quite a lead. And Sweets just avoids the 6 on the timer there, clocked at 3:37 going into 4-3. 4-4, the first of the 2 mazes. The first part you take the top path, and then the second part you take the bottom path to get to Bowser. And blazing him down means you will see a spiny shell. Let's see how he does. Perfect. Grabbing that axe at 3:48. Very good 4-4 there from Mars. Sweets also getting the firework, 2:61 on the clock. So we'll see how Sweets does going into 4-4. So Mars now enters 5-1. problem there for Mars. 247 left. Here's the Bowser fight. Almost got a little too close. 345 on the clock for Sweets. Good kill there. He'll be moving on to 5-1. Here comes 5-2. A difficult stage when you don't have the Fire Flower because of that Hammer Brother on the staircase. Another level that has a Coin Heaven. And has several power-ups at your disposal. Mars, no problem at all. A 344. Sweet's done with 5-1 at 247. But Mars still has quite a considerable lead on Sweets going into 5-3. So it may look familiar to you. It looks exactly like 1-3, except for a couple of differences. Number one, shorter platforms, as you see right there. And number two, the constant firing of Bullet Bill. No problem there for Mars. He is through at 259. So looking to be in really good shape, trying to go 5 for 5 in fire kills of Bowser. Sweets finishes at 345 going into 5-3. Mars has had quite a really good run so far. Jump over that fire bar, which he does successfully. Just gonna wait it out. Don't get hit by those Potobos. Watch out for that fire. And there is the Lakitu for firing down Bowser. 253. Mars continuing this really good run. Sweets gets through 260. He actually gained a little bit of time on Mars in 5-3, but he's going to need to do more than that. Again, at the moment, it's going to take a mistake from Mars for Sweets to get back into this one. Here is 6-1, and Lakitu is back with a vengeance. Yep, absolutely right. All it takes is one mistake, and you can let your opponent back into this race as Mars picks up another firework. Hey, the disappearing flag. You gotta love that. That's swag points right there for Mars. The flag and the score that you get from the flagpole bonus disappearing like that. You can do that in 6-2, or excuse me, 6-1, and also 8-3. So 6-2, you know, other than, 8-4, you can actually go down 3 different pipes here in 6-2, which I believe, again, other than 8-4, I think that's the only level you can do that in. Easy there for Mars. It's a 342 and a 347 on the clock. And there's another disappearing flag for Sweets as well. So 6-3, more bullet bills here, and of course you've got the darkness with the snow on the treetops, and Mars making 6-3 look easy at 255. A really good 6-2 there, and a firework. It's 341 for Sweets. So World 6-4 looks just like World 1-4, except more fire bars, more Potobos, and the first appearance of the hammers by Bowser. Let's see how Mars handles those hammers. Not a problem at all, and there's Blooper. 257. Mars, again, continuing this really good pace he's on. A good 6-3 there, 254, so he was a little bit behind Mars. He had a 255. 7-1, it's Bullet Bill Mania at the beginning, and then Hammer Brothers towards the end. Mars getting stuck just a little bit there, but no problem. He keeps his fire suit and clocks in at 347. Very good 7-1 there by Mars, keeping his very sizable lead. Here comes the fire kill. Sweets gets him. 257 on the clock. He'll be moving on to World 7. Here comes 7-2. So 7-2 and 7-3 look exactly like 2-2 and 2-3, except more enemies. Mars is hoping he doesn't get trolled by a bad blooper or cheap pattern, so he can just keep on moving. So far, so good. Meanwhile, really good 7-1 from Sweets. Gets there at 3:49. Did gain a little bit of time back. But again, still at this point, it's going to take a Mars mistake for Sweets to get back into this one. If Sweets doesn't win this, he will be eliminated, and Mars will advance as the top seed in Group B. So 7-3, in addition to those flying cheap cheeps, you have Koopa Troopas and Paratroopas trying to slow you down. Looks like Mars is playing it a little bit safe here. Meanwhile, Sweets gonna get through 7-2 with the fire suit intact. 2:37 on the clock for Mars, going into 7-4, which is the second of the 2 maze castles. I guess 3 maze castles if you count World 8's castle B1 as well with the pipes. So you gotta go bottom, middle, top during the first segment. Then you gotta go top, middle, top in the second segment. Pretty flawless there for Mars. Let's see if he can get the fire kill, where we'll see a Hammer Brother at the end. There it is! Nice kill there for Mars, a really good 7-4. Sweets, meanwhile, gets through 2-3, still with the fire suit equipped at 2:40. Mars on a blistering pace here going into World 8. That beetle despawned. If only I could do that when I play this game. Because I'm always trying to get that one up there. Sweets going for the fire kill, does so perfectly. 3:43 going into World 8. So both runners going to be at 8-1 at the same time, but Mars just about done with 8-1. That's a perfect 8-1. When you have 200 left on the clock, that is a textbook World 8-1 right there by Mars. Very well played. Mars in pretty good shape here. Again, continuing to keep that fire suit. He's been able to keep it the entire race. If he continues to do so, he will be moving on to the bracket stages. Down at 3:38. Sweets 8-1. Not quite as good as Mars. Has a 198 on the clock. So here comes 8-3. Rather difficult level when you don't have the fire suit, so Mars is going to want to keep that. Mostly it's because of those Hammer Brothers. Not specifically those 4 Hammer Brothers that you see in the 2 sets, but these 4 Hammer Brothers that you see at the final stretch before Bowser's Castle. And very nice fire kills there. Oh, got bonked there on that coin block, but no matter. And I think he did that on purpose so that the clock wouldn't be at 2:43. It's at 2:42 instead. You don't want to get those 3 fireworks. So Sweets clocks in at 3:38. And here it is, Bowser's Castle. Mars can keep it clean. He will be moving on to the bracket stages of the tournament. Nice, he got the pipe jump there. He's got 3:65 on the clock. This has been a really good 8-4. Manipulate the position of where you are, because you normally have to go to the next pipe, but if you just go a little bit past it, then go back, it'll still take you to the underwater portion there. As Sweets clocks in at 2:41. Boy, Mars made that look easy here. On to the final stretch. And underneath Bowser, get your GGs out for Mars. What a run. He kept the fire suit the entire time and is clocked in at 19 minutes and 18 seconds. GG, Mars moving on to the brackets. Sweet's going to finish up strong here. And other than that death he took in 3-4, he's had a pretty good run himself. That's these runners knowing what that hitbox of the fire bar is, because it looks like they're going to get hit and lose their power up, but they don't. Sweets tries to jump through the hammer barrage to no avail, but no matter, he is through Bowser. GG's to Sweets, time of 20 minutes and 13 seconds, but it will be Mars02 advancing to the bracket stages. And also congratulations to Kaku52. This 2-1 record will also be moving to the bracket stages from Group B. All right, with that, we do have our winner, Mars02, here in the commentator's booth with us. GG, congratulations. That was a really, really good run. Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, looking at your gameplay, I mean, you only had, a couple of minor mistakes here and there, but, other than that, I mean, you were pretty much clean the entire time. You kept your fire suit throughout the entire race. And you are 3-0. You are going to be the top seed emerging out of Group B. And that's also good news for Kaku52 with this 2-1 record is also moving on to the bracket stages as well. Man, just a really good run tonight.
Thank you. There was a lot of places where I played it safe and slow. But I guess getting under 1920 was pretty good.
Most definitely. You led for pretty much the entire run. Unfortunately for Sweets, took a costly death in 3-4, and that pretty much gave you the cushion that you need to comfortably pull out as the winner of tonight's race. I mean, other than that, Sweets was pretty good in his run as well.
He's a pretty consistent runner. He's got a good personal best.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, if that unfortunate death didn't happen for him in 3-4, it definitely would have been a lot closer than the result that you just saw here. So I asked Sweets if he wanted an interview, and his response is, I can answer any questions here. So other than the unfortunate happening that took place in World 3-4, how do you think you performed this evening? Sweet says it was a decent performance. Yeah, I thought you played really, really well other than what happened in 3-4. But, yeah, a very, very good run for you this evening. Unfortunately, it does mean the end of the tournament for Sweets, but a very admirable performance this evening. And hope to see you again in the next tournament because you definitely showed off some really good skills tonight. And definitely hope we see you in a future tournament. But again, once again, congratulations to Mars02 moving on to the bracket stages. What are you looking forward to with that coming up? Any opponents in mind that you want to get your hands on?
Well, one opponent that I might face is JT Knott. Recently beat my PB, and we're like right next to each other on the leaderboard. So probably going to face each other, and if we do, I'm going to be really scared because he's really good.
Well, definitely. If we see that as a head-to-head matchup, it's going to be quite exciting. Of course, it's single elimination, so you got to be on your tip-top game every time because one loss, and it's going to send you packing. So wish you the best of luck, Mars02, and again, congratulations tonight moving on to the bracket stages.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that is going to do it for us here on Speed Gaming 4. We're going to raid Speed Gaming because there's going to be another Super Mario Brothers Warpless Tournament race coming up. Let's take a look at that. That is going to be a YMGC versus JS Carbo 99. Looking at that match, a very important race for JS Carbo 99 as he's currently 2-0. A win for JS Carbo will advance him to the bracket stages himself. So a very important showdown for him. But other than that, that's going to do it for us here on Speed Gaming 4. On behalf of our two runners, Mars02 and sweetstothesweet, please make sure you give them both a follow. For everybody here on Speed Gaming 4, I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. Have a great night. We'll see you over on Speed Gaming for that YMGC JS Carbo 99 showdown. Have a great night. We will see you again. So long, everybody.